All right, Dhanendra Kumar, a retired IAS officer and the first chairman of the Competition Commission of India, CCI, died in a fire after AC blast at his home in Delhi's Hauz Khas, a prime location in the national capital. His son sustained injuries and is undergoing treatment. According to the police, a total of 5 people, including family members and domestic help, were present in the house at the time of the incident, which took place around 11:18 p.m. on Thursday. Visuals showed Kumar's house completely charred, with the floor and walls covered in thick ash and rubble. A pile of burnt clothes and a suitcase can also be seen lying on the ground. The family and neighbors have also alleged that the fire services reached 50 minutes late. But the question is, with these frequent overheating blasts, how many lives need to be lost till questions are raised towards the AC makers? This accident happened at 11:15 p.m. in the night and not at a time when weather and heat are at their worst. So when will these companies be held under scrutiny is the big question we're going to discuss with our guest. With me on the program at this point in time is Mr. L.N. Rao, former DCP, Delhi Police. Mr. Rao, sir, well, this is perhaps, if I'm not wrong, the first or second incident in Delhi NCR ever since the onslaught of summers in our country got extremely severe. Now, I understand that fluctuations in power can also lead to anomalies when it comes to the functionality of an air conditioner. But when an AC has a blast, it's almost and always the fault of the company and the way it's manufactured. People might go to a consumer court, but this is also something which can be considered as homicide on behalf of these companies who perhaps are putting out these cheap versions of split air conditioners and window air conditioners which do not have any safety regulation or quality control in our country, sir.
Yes, Vinit, good evening to you. And this is a very tragic incident in Delhi. In the morning, we have come to know about it. And in which a very senior IAS officer was retired, and then he was having a very good postings who died in that, and so several persons were injured in this case. So let's come to the cause of this blast. The blast took place in the AC as stated by the police, and the investigation is going on. I think FSL experts are also there. They are investigating this case, and the local police is conducting inquiries. Now come to the point of the low quality of the AC. That is maybe possible because nowadays these companies make some substandard air conditions, and maybe that is to be seen which company this AC was there. That is also a part of the investigation. And one more thing is that nowadays in summer season there is a very huge overloading in houses, in residential houses as well as commercial places. And because everybody wants AC to be used, and when that ACs are continuously running, then there may be some overheating in that AC, and because of that melting of the wires inside it, and that maybe short circuit inside, and then that blast took place. This huge blast, I think that whole room was devastated, and I think the house was totally damaged. And it shows that volume of the that sound and the effect of the blast that was very severe. And now the only finding of the investigation, and with the assistance of the forensic science laboratory expert at this court, they will definitely find out what is the main cause of fire. Maybe fire brigade also might have reached there, and they will also assess the situation, and they will submit their report to the police, which will be used during investigation of this case.
Sir, what is the precedent in such cases? Can you recall in your tenure if any action was initiated at a company that was directly or indirectly responsible for causing bodily injury or even death because of their standard of production?
In such type of cases, we have already investigated earlier also, but we have to be very sure about the low standard of the company's product, and that's why this criminal negligence or criminal action is very rarely taken against these companies. And no doubt that consumer court may be approached for taking these redressal, that this substandard quality of the AC, if it is proved that is also very important. That proving that substandard quality is the main aspect of the every case of any case. And this is also to be seen. How old was this AC? That is also one of the very main point. And if it was new and then immediately after installing it, it went off or blasted, then definitely it's a direct evidence against the company which manufactures that AC. But if it is very long duration, it was installed before a very long duration, then I don't think that there is any criminal negligence will be on the part of that company, because had it been that substandard quality of that AC, that could have been blasted earlier, much before that, much immediately after the installation. So all these things are to be taken care before launching any police action in that matter. But particularly that all cases, the criminal cases, if it is there, then it is based on the evidences available with the police during investigation. And most importantly, in such cases, that forensic science report, that is a scientific investigation or scientific report supported by the opinion of the expert, that is more important in leading and heading towards this finalization of the investigation of such cases.
You're quite right, sir. Mr. Rajiv Mishra, town planner, also joins us on the broadcast. Mr. Mishra, I hope you can hear me, sir. Mr. Mishra, can you hear me, sir?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. I can hear you now, sir. So what do you think must have happened here? Is it the fault of the builder? Is it the air conditioning? Is it, the intricate wiring and piping that goes behind the walls when it comes to these air conditioners? Is it the maintenance that could have been responsible for it? It's important to understand what took this man's life.
I think it is more or less to do with the maintenance and the current fluctuation in the electrical supply. These could be the reasons for it. Most of the times, unless the equipment are maintained,
but there are millions of ACs in North India. None of them explode because of fluctuation, right?
Yeah, but then there must have been some kind of a short circuit or some kind of an electrical problem due to which the machine give up like this suddenly. And the other thing is maintenance. There must have been no maintenance to it, and suddenly there must have been some problem with the compressor of the machine which must have caused this blast. Most of the time it is neglect. People leave it to the last moment to repair and do things like that, and therefore they end up going through such a poor accident. I think it is just neglect, sheer neglect and casual behavior. And developers are least concerned. Once they hand over the building, sir, then they don't actually bother to see whether any of their equipments are working, any of their plumbing is in place, any of the situation which is not being maintained is directly not their concern. They just make their money and leave, leaving for the people to fend out for themselves. That is the real reason why people have been facing these problems now and then.
So how can this be changed? How can how can planning, be more critical in terms of holding these builders responsible as well?
Actually, whenever an approval is given to any building, all the vendors are required to maintain and audit all the equipments every 3 months, every 6 months, and give a report, which nobody does because it is cost intensive. Okay? And the municipal corporation or the local government which approves these buildings have to receive these maintenance records. A surprise check is done generally just to see whether the life and the safety of the people living in it are really being maintained. So unless there is a fine, unless there is some kind of a punishment that is levied or that is enforced, these kind of accidents will continue to happen. I think unless this person, the vendor due to which this problem happened, gets punished, things will be as it is. You will only give them a warning letter and the person or any vendor will get away with it.
So when was
And
the
this
last time you
company-
heard that a vendor or a builder or a town planner or somebody who's responsible for maintenance or an AC company also has been
Yes.
booked and prosecuted?
They should be punished, prosecuted, jailed, and told that they are being blacklisted for doing any kind of such work anywhere else in the building sector. Such intensive measures, unless enforced, will not bring any solution. Otherwise, yeah.
Mr. Rao, what could be the deterrent here? Uh, you know, oftentimes we have spoken about bad roads leading to deaths. We have spoken about how buildings collapse because of inferior material being used by builders. But we have never heard the end of these stories. We have never heard that the stringent end of law catching up to the people who are responsible for these involuntary deaths.
Yes, Vineet, this is very tragic in our country that some incidents took place, some inquiry conducted, and then after that inquiry report comes, and then we all have a tendency to forget of everything because some new case is also there in our life. So whatever has been suggested by the investigators or the inquiry officers, that is hardly taken care of. And this is sheerly a negligence on the part of the civic authorities or the concerned department, which give rise to all these things, all these problems. If there is a will, I must say that it's a political will or the will by the government or the concerned authority or the concerned agency, then these things can be stopped, and the stern action against the concerned person to be end. In some cases, we have seen that there is a very big fire in some hotel or some building, and due to that, everything has been damaged. In that case, only we catch during investigation. We catch up to only the landlord or something like that who was found negligence, or there is evidence against direct evidence against the person concerned. But we don't go to the root of the cause. That what was the actual reason for that fire or something, the mishap has happened. Then, if we go to the root cause of that and we catch the real culprit, who may be the civic authorities or maybe concerned department, then definitely and a stern action is recommended against them. Then there may be some deterrent action about it, and then people will fear about that if we don't.
All right, sir. All right, sir. I appreciate you joining us. Thank you so much to both of you for being here with us.